Tron used to be one of the most powerful decks in the modern format until Modern Horizons 2 came out. That was due to all the cheap threats, and somehow having 7 mana on turn 3 was too slow. But Modern Horizons 3 came to save Tron. This was done by printing a card called Ugin's Labyrinth. This is a land with imprint, meaning that if you put a 7 colorless CMC spell underneath it, it taps for 2 mana. And if not, it only taps for 1. While tapping for 2 mana is great, it's even more absurd that you can return the exile card by tapping it as well. Meaning that in the early turns, it can allow for some absurd starts like turn 2 One Ring, while in the late game, just returning a powerful spell as well. And when looking at the rest of the deck, we also have some cool new additions like Disruptor Flute, Devourer of Destinies, and Kozilek's Command. So we're going to be taking Tron through a League of Modern and showing you why these new cards have broke Tron. Just a friendly reminder before the first match starts to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We are on the play, and starting hand looks great. We reveal our Devourer, looking at our top 4, and I guess we'll take a Kozilek's Command. Lead on turn 1 Tower into a map. When it goes turn 1 Temple, we will play out a Mine and hold up our map. And they fire off a Kozilek's Command on our end step, drawing a card. Misty Pass from the opponent, we crack our map, picking up a Power Plant. Ooh, Karn's a great draw. We will play out our Karn. Down tick, we'll pick up a Coding, play that out. And opponent scoops up there. Let's get on to sideboarding. And we're going to change no cards, so we'll just submit the deck. Game 2, starting hand just a little too slow, so we'll. And our 6 is a little bit better. We will keep and put back a Dismember. Opponent goes turn 1 Stompground into Utopia Sprawl. We'll lead on turn 1 Saga. We'll place out a Kessig Wolfrun into a Stonebrain. We top deck an Urza's Mine. We'll play out our Ugin's Labyrinth, exiling our All's Dust. Opponent cracks through Stonebrain, naming Karn the Great Creator, so we're going to lose that. And on the end step, we will make a construct. Draw Trinisphere, float a mana off our Saga, pick up an Expedition map, play out a Power Plan, and then slam our One Ring. Then we draw into a tower, and we'll attack in for 3. Opponent plays an Eldrazi Temple into a Soaring Microspawn. And I pick up another Eldrazi Temple. We draw an Emrakul. We'll draw 2, play out our Urza's Mine, cast out a Talisman of Resilience, and then cast out a Trinisphere and attack in for 5. Don't cast out another Microspawn, kicking it, exiling one of our lands, getting rid of a mine, and then also find another land. And they find a Surveil land, putting a Emrakul into the yard. We draw a Devourer of Destiny. We will draw 3 with One Ring. We will play out an Ugin's Labyrinth, exiling one of our Devourer of Destinies, and then go to combat, attacking in for 5. And we're just going to hold up Kozilek's Command here. Opponent goes to combat, attacks in with the team. Then they cast out an Ancient Stirrings, and they reveal a Kozilek's Command of their own. So in step, we'll fire off our own command, exiling one of their creatures, and making a bunch of Scions. We draw a Talisman of Resilience. We will go to combat, attack them with their construct. They fire off command, killing our construct and making some Scions of their own. We will draw some cards with One Ring. We will play out our tower, make some mana, casting out our Emrakul, taking our opponent's next turn. And opponent scoops up there. Let's get on to the next match. We are on the play, and our starting hand has not enough lands, so we got a mole. And our 6 also is just 2 weak, so we got to go down to 5. And we will keep our 5, binning an Eldrazi Temple and our Emrakul. We'll lead on turn 1 Tower. Opponent goes turn 1 Labyrinth, exiling a Null Drifter. We will play out our Saga and hold up Disruptor Flute. And opponent plays out a Thought-Knot Seer. So we'll cast out our Disruptor Flute, naming Karn the Great Creator. And they take our Kozilek's Command. And we pick up Dismember, pretty good draw, play Power Plant, and hold up Saga. Opponent goes Cavernous Souls, attacks in for 4, into another Thought-Knot Seer. In step, we'll make a construct. Draw Devourer of Destiny, we'll make another construct, and pick up a map, pass it to the opponent. And opponent casts out a Null Drifter. Yeah, and we find a Kozilek's Command. At this point, we're just too far behind, so we gotta scoop it up and get on to sideboarding. We're gonna take out 3 All's Dust for 3 the Stonebrains. Game 2, starting hand is just a little too slow, so we got a mole. And our 6 looks much stronger here. We will keep and bottom the Disruptor Flute, reveal our Devourer, go to our upkeep, hopefully we find our Tron piece. We do not, but Urza's Saga is a fine pickup here. We'll go turn 1 Tower, pass. It goes turn 1 Temple into a It that heralds the end. We will drop an Urza's Saga, pass into the opponent. We'll place out another Eldrazi Temple and attacks in for 2, into a Thought-Knot Seer. We draw a tower, we'll play out our Labyrinth, exiling our Devourer. Oh, I misclicked! I meant to make 2 mana. Alright, well, that's really bad for us. Okay, I think we're done here, I assume. Opponent attacks in for 7. Oh my, they have a Wastegate Battle Mage. Oh no, taking out our Saga. And we top deck an Emrakul. Yeah, we're too far behind. That misclick really got us. Probably just a bad matchup anyway, but let's get on to the next match. We're on the play, and starting hand just doesn't have any Tron pieces, so we got a mole. And our 6 has turn 2 Trinisphere, so we'll keep and put back an All's Dust. We'll lead on turn 1 Tower. We'll go turn 1 Plains into an Oscillate Pride. So I'll take another Kozilek's Command, play out our Labyrinth, exiling All's Dust, and go turn 2 Trinisphere. Opponent goes land, attacks in for 1. Top deck a Mine, play that, and pass holding up Kozilek's Command. Opponent shocks in a Godless Shrine and attacks in. And on their end step, we will cast out a Kozilek's Command, drawing and making X1/1s. Karn's great, but we will bottom the tower, top the Karn, find a Talisman, play out our Mine, and then we'll cast out our Talisman. And on our end step, they do flash into Bowmasters. Taking out an Eldrazi token, we will sack it for mana, and then fire off our Kozilek's Command, making some more Eldrazi spawns and taking out their Bowmasters. Opponent attacks in for 3, and then cast out Iflage. And they play a land and make another token. We draw another Trinisphere, we'll play out our Karn, down tick, picking up a One Ring, cast that out, sacking 2 spawns, and then draw a card, then pass the opponent. Get their hope for the opponent, send everything at Karn, and then make a token. token, find another Karn, try and draw some cards with One Ring, and they do have a Bowmasters. They shoot us for 1, we draw 2, they get 2 more triggers, play out our Urza Saga, then we'll play out our Devour of Destinies, and we will exile their Bowmasters. Yep, and opponent alpha strikes, which means we are dead to our own One Ring in our upkeep, so we gotta scoop it up and get on to sideboarding. We're gonna take out 1 Karn Liberated and bring in 1 Haywire Might. Game 2 starting hand's too slow, so we got a mole. And our 6 looks much stronger. We will keep putting back a One Ring. Then we will reveal Devour of Destinies, and we will put Karn on top of our deck. Then we will go turn 1 Tower into a map. Then we'll go turn 1 Blood Crypt into a Thoughtseize. And they take our Devour of Destinies. We'll play a Power Plant, pass. Land go from the opponent. We will pick up our Mine, play out our Mine, having Tron, then play out a Trinisphere, and they flash into Bowmasters. So we will play out our Karn and tick up on our Trinisphere. One plays out an Aether Hub into a Damping Sphere. Ooh, we top deck an Emrakul. We will down tick a Karn, picking up a Walking Ballista, play out our Ugin's Labyrinth, and we will not exile our Emrakul and play out a Ballista for 2. Opponent casts out a Flage, dealing 3 to our Karn. Draw Disruptor Flute. We will tick up our Karn on their Damping Sphere and pump our Ballista now, then take out their Damping Sphere. Opponent attacks everything at our Karn. We will block the Orc Army, and before damage, take out their Bowmasters. And they cast another Bowmasters out. We find another Tron piece. That's awesome. We will down tick our Karn, picking up a Cityscape Leveler, and then cast out an Emrakul, taking the opponent's next turn, and they scoop it up. What a sweet way to win. So let's get on to game 3. Game 3 starting hand just doesn't have enough lands, so we get them all. And our 6 is much stronger. We will keep and put back a Forest. Turn 1 fetch Shock Thoughtseize for the opponent, and they do take our Thoughtseize. We trigger our Destiny in the upkeep, and I don't think I want any of these cards, so I'm just going to decline exiling them. And we top deck. Okay, Expedition, that's good. We'll go turn 1 Power Plant into a map. When it goes Plains into an Amped Raptor, getting an Obnixilis, which they cannot cast. Another Eldrazi Temple off the top for us. We'll go Eldrazi Temple, pass. Our attacks in for 2, and then plays out a Marsh Flats. In step, we will crack our map, and we'll pick up an Urza Saga. Draw Close Command, play out our Saga, and then cast out our Trinisphere. And in response, they do flash into Bowmasters, and also Surveil an Arena of Glory into the bin. Opponent casts out a Flage, dealing 3 to us. They play land, take us down to 10. Top deck on their Power Plant. We'll play out a Temple and pass the opponent. Instead, they Surveil a Fable into the yard. Opponent escapes out a Flage, dealing 3 to us. And they attack in with just an Amped Raptor. So we will cast out our Kozilek's Command, targeting us to make a bunch of Scions and exile their Flage. And we will chump block with one of our Scions. Find a map, we'll float a mana off Saga, picking up another Expedition map, then cast out our Devour of Destinies, exiling the Bowmasters, then play out our Power Plant and pass the opponent. Opponent plays out Najani into a mountain, and they attack in. We will block with our Devour of Destinies, which means a Galvanic Discharge. Okay, we top deck a Mine, good draw. We'll play that out and then cast our Karn, taking up on our Trinisphere and pass the opponent. Opponent alpha strikes with the team. We will block everything. Yeah, they do have a Bowmasters, pretty good. And before damage, we will crack our map, picking up our Tron piece, getting a tower. Oh my, All's Dust, huge draw. Play out our tower, then we will cast out an All's Dust. Everything goes down, then we will get our Karn, and we'll pick up a One Ring, cast that out into an Expedition map. One picks up a Gigantha, find a Talisman. We will down tick for a Stonebrain. I think I'm only really worried about Flage at this point, so cast that out, crack it right away, naming Flage. In their hand is Gigantha and a Wear Tear. Then we'll play our Talisman, then crack our map, and pick up a tower, playing that out. One plays an Ocelot Pride into Gigantha. We will down tick our Karn, picking up a Walking Ballista, play it out. Then we will shoot down their Gigantha and their Ocelot Pride. We'll cast a Wear on our Ballista, so we shoot them for 1. And we will draw a card now with the One Ring. Finding a Forest, another Trinisphere, draw 2 more with the One Ring. Ooh, we need some gas. Play out 3-ball, play out our Forest, and pass the opponent. Static Prison for the opponent. Taking out our One Ring. We find a Besage. Guess we'll use that now. Taking out the Static Prison, draw a card with the One Ring. And another One Ring. Go our Mine, pass. Got a Souls for the opponent. We lose 1, drawing a ring, draw 2 more with the ring. Still no action really. So we'll play out a tower, play out a ring, draw 1 with it. Ah, there we go. Let's play out our Emrakul, then pass the opponent. Ooh, and we top deck a Nightmare for them. We will play that out, get some energy, go to combat attacking with Guide of Souls, pay the energy, pumping it, and we'll just kill it with our Emrakul and pass the opponent. Opponent goes land, pass. We will draw 2 with our One Ring. Go Power Plant, play out our One Ring, then play out our Devour of Destinies, and opponent scoops it up. Let's get on to the next match. We are on the draw, and starting hand is not fast enough, so we get them all. And our 6 looks much stronger. We will keep putting back a Talisman. Tap Steam Vents for the opponent. We look at our top 4, and I don't think we actually want any of these cards, so we'll just exile all of them. Find a Disruptor Flute off the top. We'll go Power Plant into a map. We're gonna go Scalding Tarn, pass. We top tick a Kozilek's Command. We will play out our Temple and pass the opponent. Our Shocks into Steam Vents, and on their end step, we will cast out our Kozilek's Command, drawing a card and Scrying, and then making a 1 Scion, and they counter it. We top deck a tower, great draw, play that, and pass the opponent. Planes go from the opponent. In step, we will pick up our mine. We top deck a Karn, great draw. We'll play out our mine and pass the opponent. And in step, they flash in a subtlety, surveillance for the opponent, and they attack in for 3. In step, we will flash in our disruptor flute, naming counterspell. We find a labyrinth, we'll play out our saga, and cast out our Emrakul. Oh no, they invert polarity it, but they win the flip. Okay, so they get our 13/13. That is really bad. Our hand is a little interesting. We will fire off a prismatic ending on our subtlety, then cast out the flage they have, taking out their subtlety, and sadly they have our Emrakul. They fire off a Tune the Narrative, play out a Floodstrand, and they attack in for 13. And then they cast out a flage. Okay, Trinosphere, actually an amazing draw. So we will play that out, and we'll play out our Labyrinth, exiling our Devourer of Destiny, then cast out our Karn, down to Karn, and we pick up an Ensnaring Bridge. And play that out, and let's see if Karn can beat them. Mystic Gate go from the opponent. We will make a construct, picking up an exhibition map. Then we'll activate Labyrinth, picking up our Devourer, play out our Devourer, exiling their Flage, and land go. Then play out our Beseiju, took up our Karn, and pass the opponent. Opponent puts a card on top with their Surveillant. We will down tick with our Karn, picking up a Stone Brain, cast that out. That ends up resolving, that's nice. Then we will activate our Stone Brain, targeting the opponent. We're gonna name Flage, and pass the opponent. Land go from the opponent. In step, we will crack our map, and we'll pick up another tower. Draw a tower, play out tower, down tick our Karn, pick up Walking Ballista, play a Ballista out for a bunch of mana, and pass the opponent. Land go. Top deck Dismember, not good at this point. We'll just pump our Ballista now. Another 3-ball, we'll pump our Ballista some more. And now we only need one more turn to kill the opponent. One plays out a One Ring into a Teferi, and they bounce our bridge. That's actually fine with us. We go to combat, and we will just have to take down our Emrakul with Ballista. We shoot down the Emrakul, and then they play out an Arena of Glory. Top deck Saga, play that out. Guess we'll play out second Trinosphere and take down their Teferi because they have protection from the One Ring. Opponent draws 2 with One Ring. Then they cast a Galvanic Discharge on our Ballista, so we gotta pump it, another land for the opponent, into another copy of the One Ring. Draw an Expedition map. We will just pass. Opponent loses 1 in their upkeep, draws another 2. And they play out a Wrath of Skies, so we will pump our Ballista again. And then we will shoot them with all of our Ballista counters. And they board wipe us, and then play out another One Ring. We top deck an All's Dust. We will play out our Ensnaring Bridge, which means a Force Negation, and then we'll play out an Expedition map, crack it, and I guess pick up a Power Plant, play that out, pass the opponent. Opponent draws a card with One Ring. Oh, and they have a Solitude. Guess I didn't see that. And they take us out. We're going to take out 2 Dismember, 2 All's Dust for 3 Stone Brains, and a Haywire Might. Game 2, our hand is a little weak, but I actually want to try it out here, so we'll keep lead on turn 1 Power Plant into a Haywire Might. Land go from the opponent. We'll play out our Temple, attack them with Haywire Might. And on our end step, they Surveil, bidding a Prismatic Ending. They cast out a Tune the Narrative into a Floodstrand. Another Power Plant for us. We'll play out our Urza Saga and cast out a 3-ball, and then attack in for 1. Opponent plays out a land into an Obsidian Charmal, taking out Eldrazi Temple. Top deck a Devourer of Destinies. We will play out our Power Plant and pass the opponent. Opponent goes into another Obsidian Charmal, taking out a Power Plant, so we will activate our Saga, and they attack in for 4. Find a Talisman. We'll float a mana off Saga, pick up an Expedition map, play out our Forest into a Talisman, and we'll attack in for 5. Combat for the opponent, attack in for 8, into a Flage, dealing 3 to us. We find a Kozilek's Command. Yep, and sadly at this point we are just dead, so we have to scoop it up and get on to the next match. We are on the play, and starting hand looks pretty strong. We'll reveal our Devourer, and our top 4 again just is not super strong, so we're gonna actually just exile these 4, and then we'll go turn 1 Saga into an Expedition map, lanes into a Goddess Souls for the opponent. Karn is a great draw. We will play out our Ugin's Labyrinth, exile our Devourer, and hold up Saga activations. Opponent plays out a land, attacks in with their Guide of Souls, and we will 100% try and block here. Wow, we do take down their guide. Yep, but then they do take it out with the Bowmasters after. They'll draw a Temple at the top for us. We will make another construct, pick up an Expedition map, play out our Temple, play out another Expedition map, and have a 4/4. Land into an attack for the opponent, so we'll block the Bowmasters. Then they'll play out a Flage, taking out our construct. We top deck a mine, play that, cast out our Karn, down tick, picking up our Tomad's Crypt, cast that out, and pass the opponent. Opponent cast Galvanic Discharge, taking out our Karn. Then they play Arid Mesa, fetching into an Ob Nixilis, and they tick up, so we'll lose 2, and they down tick with the other one. So we'll exile their yard. Top deck a tower, pretty good draw, play that, and pass the opponent. Opponent ticks up with the Ob, we discard a Labyrinth, then they tick up again, and we'll keep our Forest. Opponent plays out an Arena Glory, attacks in for 1, then they play out an Oscillate Pride, and that does get triggered from the Ob, that's pretty cool, and they make some extra tokens. Instead, we'll pop a map, picking up a Power Plant, and then we will activate our Labyrinth, returning our Devourer Destinies. Top deck Trinosphere, not great. Play out our Power Plant, cast out our Devour. We'll take out their Oslet Pride. Opponent takes up with Ob, we'll discard Trinosphere, take up again, and we'll discard our Forest. They cast out Najani, and attacking with the team. Sadly, we cannot block, and instead we'll crack our map, picking up a Saga, and upkeep, we'll crack our map again. We just don't want to find any lands here. Pick up a tower, and draw an All's Dust, that's so good. So, cast that out. They shoot us for 1, we'll play out Saga, and attacking for 6. Opponent plays a Goblin Bombardment, and 2 putting Jogantha into their hand. Oh, Emrakul off the top. We'll play out our tower, then cast out Emrakul. And opponent scoops it up there, let's get on to sideboarding. And this is a matchup that we're already pre-sideboard for, so we'll just submit the deck. Game 2, starting hand looks great. Opponent goes turn 1 Foundry into a Guide of Souls. We top deck a Kozilek's Command, we'll go turn 1 Power Plant into an Expedition map. Opponent plays out an Oslet Pride, gaining a life, and attacks in. No land for the opponent. Top deck a Devour of Destinies, we'll play out our Ubin's Labyrinth, exile our Devour, then cast out our Flute now, naming Damping Sphere, and then cast out our map. Opponent goes combat, Texan, and then plays out a Static Prison, taking out our Disruptor Flute. Find up a Seiju, we will crack our map, picking up our tower, and playing that out. Oh, they find a land. Then they attack in with the team. Yep, and then they do play out a Damping Sphere. So let's crack our map, picking up our last Tron piece. Top deck another Kozilek's Command, play out mine, and then cast out our One Ring. Draw on a card right away. Don't cast out a Bowmasters. We lose one in our upkeep and draw an Urza's Mine. We'll play out our mine and pass the opponent. They go to combat, and I think we have to take out the Guide of Souls with our Kozilek's Command and make a bunch of blockers. They attack in with everything, so we'll just block everything with our Scions. Then after combat, opponent plays out an Amped Raptor. Finding a Blood Moon? Oh no. Wait, but they can't cast it because Damping Sphere. Lose 1 from the One Ring. Finding a Forest. Oh wait, does that actually do it for us? So we'll play out our Forest, Seiju their Damping Sphere. I think the only way we can win this game is if we find another One Ring, so we will cast out Kozilek's Command, scrying a bunch, and exiling the Bowmasters. I just don't know how this works in order. Scry all of them to the bottom. Oh, they do get a trigger. I was curious how that worked, but anyways, we are dead. I guess we'll just draw some cards with the One Ring. Yep, we didn't find it anyways, so we got to scoop it up and get on to the next game. Game 3, starting hand looks absurdly broken. We will keep this. Upkeep, we activate our Devour Destinies, and we'll take a Karn the Great Creator. We'll go turn 1 Ugin's Labyrinth, exile our Devour, and go turn 1 Talisman. So good. Land go from the opponent. We will play out our Mine and go turn 2 One Ring. Draw a card right away, finding a Power Plant. Land into a Stack Prison from the opponent. Top deck another Mine, play out our Power Plant, cast out our Karn, and we will down tick, picking up an Engineered Explosives. We'll cast it now for 1. We'll place out an Aether Hub into an Amped Raptor, finding an Oslet Pride. We find a map, we will pop our Engineered Explosives, draw a card with our One Ring, finding a Kozilek's Command, we will play out our Mine, cast out a Expedition map into a Talisman, then down tick our Karn, picking up a Walking Ballista, and we'll play it out for 1. Opponent casts out a Goblin Bombardment, so we'll just take out the Amped Raptor now, and then play out an Ajani. They sack their cat, dealing with our Karn, flipping their Ajani. Then they zero their Ajani, dealing 1 to us, and making a cap. Draw Trinosphere, activate the One Ring, drawing 2. Then we will crack our Expedition map, finding our tower, then cast out our Trinosphere and pass the opponent, holding up Kozilek's Command. Opponent plays out a land into a Damping Sphere, so we'll just float a bunch of mana. Fire off command, make a bunch of Scions, and take out their Cat Warrior. And they sacrifice the cat, dealing 1 to us. Then Ajani makes a cat and takes out one of our Scions. Lose 2 with the One Ring, draw 3. Find a lot more Tron pieces. We will use our Seiju, take out the Damping Sphere, and we'll return our Devour Destinies to our hand. Pass that out, taking out the Ajani. Then play out our Power Plant into another One Ring, drawn into a Disruptor Flute, and we'll cast that out now, naming Blood Moon. We'll cast out a Guide of Souls into an Oslet Pride. Draw another Trinosphere, draw 2 with the One Ring. All's Dust, that's a pretty good one. We'll cast that out. And opponent scoops it up there. We end up going positive. Let's go. I hope you all enjoyed the Tron video. Please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.